Good morning. This is your 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. Seeing some cloudy conditions continue out there this morning, as well as some breezy conditions. Currently, we are in a wind advisory and expecting that wind advisory to continue as we go through the next 24 hours. Seeing some light precip around the area, mainly just a few sprinkles moving through. Can expect that to continue a bit as we go through today, but we'll have a better chance of some stronger winds as well as some more widespread rain moving through with a cold front as we get later into the evening. If we take a look at the current surface analysis, we have a warm front that is lifted through the area and seeing a pretty tight pressure gradient over the region, and that's associated with this area of low pressure of the Great Lakes. That's going to continue moving east-northeastward and bring this cold front through our local region. And again, out ahead of that, we'll see those showers as well as some stronger winds out ahead and behind that front. As that passes through, we'll see some more seasonable air moving in behind it. If we look at the upper level winds this morning, we had some pretty strong winds around 1,000 feet at 33 knots and 55 knots at 3,000 feet, generally out the south-southwest. And as we go into the mid and upper levels, we're seeing more of a westerly wind and seeing our peak wind today around 64 knots at 25,000 feet. And the freezing level today is at 10,200 feet. We look at the current visible satellite as well as some composite radar overlaid with this image here. We can see light returns across the local region, but again, mainly just in the form of a few sprinkles making it to the surface, most of it not quite making it to the surface, and expecting that to continue as we go through much of the day today. So overall, expecting mainly dry conditions, but we'll see this boundary of showers moving into the area later on. So if we look at the short-term high-resolution model, see how that plays out today. Again, expecting mainly dry conditions through the middle portion of the day today, just a few sprinkles around, and then as we get later in the afternoon, mainly past the 1500 local time frame, is when we'll start to see a chance of a few isolated light showers moving in, and then as we get past the 1800 local time frame, we start to see this line of showers approaching the Wallops area, and that's when we'll see widespread rain showers moving through. We do have a chance of seeing more moderate to a chance of maybe a few heavier rain showers within this activity, and about a 15% chance or less of lightning within this activity. Not a very high chance of lightning, but a non-zero threat nonetheless. And that should continue as we approach the midnight time frame, when we'll start to see that boundary pushing through. As that boundary pushes through, we'll see those rain showers diminishing, and we'll see those skies quickly clearing and those winds shifting out of the northwest, staying breezy to windy as we go through the start of Thursday morning, and we'll slowly start to see those winds diminishing as we go through the morning hours on Thursday, but we'll see those skies clearing, and we'll see cooler temperatures moving into the area with a more seasonable and slightly breezy day on Thursday, but we'll see those winds continue to diminish, setting up for a couple of days of more quiet weather as we go overnight Thursday and into Friday, with just partly to mostly cloudy as we get later in the day on Friday. If we zoom out and look at the longer-term forecast here, we'll see a disturbance over the southeast start to move up into the region as we go through the day on Friday, was bringing the first chances of precip into the area, potentially late Friday into early Saturday morning, likely seeing that through at least the first part of the day on Saturday. As you can see, this weak area of low pressure kind of tracking just along the coast through the area. Likely seeing that start to taper off as we get to the second part of Saturday, but can't rule out that lingering later into the evening on Saturday, as well as some of the other models have this in a slower solution and lingering around into later on Saturday. But as we go into Sunday, looking mainly dry, can't rule out a lingering light sprinkle or shower around, but that sets up as we go into the beginning of next week with some dry conditions, but we'll be watching some coastal troughing off the area as we get into the beginning of next week, possibly seeing one of those troughs close off into an area of low pressure as it tracks up the coast. It's going to keep us in an onshore flow regime as we go into the beginning of next week. It's going to help keep some low-level moisture, some cloud cover in the area for our Monday and Tuesday, possibly seeing some rain chances moving into the area as we get particularly later in the day on Tuesday, but it's going to depend on how those troughs and area low pressures come together off the coast as we get to that longer range forecast. So looking at the 24-hour weather risk chart for today, we do have that red risk at this time for those winds above 25 knots. Again, we are currently in a wind advisory, and we're keeping orange risk this morning for that chance of some light sprinkles around, and then we should see that diminish a bit as we get into the afternoon. We'll see those temperatures climbing into the 60s with a high expected around 64 today as we get into the afternoon hours, seeing those winds continue out of the south-southwest, gusting up to 28 to 30 knots, particularly in the afternoon and into the later part of the afternoon. And then we'll pick up that red chance of rain as we get, again, past that 1800 local time frame when we see that best chance of those widespread showers moving through the area. And then going past midnight, we start to see those rain chances move out of here. We'll start to see clouds starting to break, and then we'll see those winds slowly diminishing, but still staying pretty breezy to start the day on Thursday. Tides are running slightly below normal. Looking at the extended forecast here, will remain slightly breezy on Thursday, particularly early on in the day, and we'll continue to see those winds diminishing, seeing our high around 45 degrees, so much cooler than what we're seeing today. And then back to seasonal temperatures for Friday with a high around 50 degrees. We'll see some increasing high clouds through today on Friday ahead of that next disturbance. And then on Saturday, we got that chance of that rain moving through starting early on Saturday and likely on and off through most of the day. Looking at about a 60% chance of that occurring at this time, but we'll see some milder temperatures with a high around 58 degrees. And then going into Sunday and Monday, expecting continue mostly cloudy conditions, but overall expecting dry conditions with a continued highs in the mid to upper 50s. And that continues as we go into Tuesday, but we start to pick up that chance of some rain in the area if we see one of those coastal areas of low pressure move into the region. That's going to wrap up the 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. We'll be back again tomorrow at 8:15 and 10 a.m. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day.